Good evening and welcome to Blue Dream Love and Wellness. I'm so honored to have you all here with us tonight. And for those of you that come in after and watch the replay, welcome, welcome. Tonight is part 2 of our lovely fur babies, and it doesn't matter how small or how big your fur baby is. Energy work can work on each and every one. It's just a beautiful, positive thing. Let me see if we can get it to work. Yay, there we go. Okay, so your pet, when it is stressed, and we all know when our own pets are stressed, there is a pathway of energy called the triple warmer, and it goes into overdrive. And to fuel that overdrive, it takes energy from other pathways and their associated organs and systems, thus weakening the entire body of our animals. The first one it drains, unfortunately, is the spleen meridian, which instantly, and I do mean instantly, reduces the animal's ability to process the stress itself. So the energy actually gets stuck in a downward spiral motion, which of course is distress. Now, calming the spleen, the triple warmer down, instantly disconnects that drain on their organs, especially that beautiful spleen, resulting in the body able to process and deal with the stress that they are going through in a more effective way. And this is the upward spiral that they talk about. And we always want our pets up here. We don't ever want them down here. Now, utilizing both of our hands, whether it's flat fingers or whole palms, remember how much magnetic, beautiful energy we have in our gorgeous hands. So you can take your choice of how you're going to stroke along your animals. Now, we all know when we learned from part 1 that we can go from here, and of course, my little plush puppy, up and over their cranium. Okay, and that does calm it down, and you go straight back to their neck. But before you ever touch your animal, make sure that you're aligned, your energies are flowing well. And before you work on your animal, make sure you rub your hands, get that energy going, shake off any still or negative energy that is on you before you touch your beautiful animal. When you do this, as we talked about in part 1, do not forget their beautiful ears. Just like our ears are so groovy at allowing us to have, remember, our ears, there's all meridians in here, inside and out. So you want to rub just not the inside, you want to rub the outside. Our dogs literally melt in your hands when they do this. And then don't forget, down here at the bottom are earbuds. Massage them. Some of them can be a little swollen. So I don't want you to massage deeply, but I still want you to massage them. You can figure 8 them and you can tap them and then just come briskly back and gently rub. And another thing you can do, which also helps us, remember our neurovasculars are right here, these 2 knobs. So we can come back over our puppies, have your thumbs behind their ears, and lace your fingers over their forehead and just breathe with them, eye contact with them, and do it until they break away. They'll know when that energy is good enough for them. And you can see such a significant change when you do that. There we go. You can further calm your animal down by continuing. You know how you're doing this? Well, when you come around the ear, come down and off their leg and off that paw, you are tracing backwards the entire triple warmer pathway of energy. And this will totally calm your pet down and take off that red alert. When you do so, make sure you're doing it on both sides because you want them both to be equal. You don't want them to be lopsided. And when you take that out, returns them back to their calm so they can cope with the perceived stress that they're having with grace, because we want our little animals to have grace. So there's also, you're going to learn a lot of little tips in here tonight. There's a 3-point magic button on your animals, and you're going to be holding some very calming, very powerful acupressure points. But I also want you to visualize when you are doing this at the same time. When you choose visualization and intuition, you feel the beautiful benefits of your animal, and it will be peace-loving cuddles and snuggles, and they curl up on your bed. They walk happily, and if you're by a river, they really like that. Think about the glorious colors and with the sounds and the smells, and put that visualization into your animal because they love it too. At the same time, we're doing several things at a time. You want to hold these 3 points with your fingertips. You can, again, you can massage them if they feel too swollen. If they squirrel away from you, don't. You have to tense. How every animal is so different and so unique. But you can hold these beautiful points on your animal. The gallbladder is number 20, and it also is the wind point, and it's on both sides, right behind their little ears, close to their necks. And I did the best I can with my little dots. I'm not real great at this, but good enough. So the third point, as we all know, on us is our governing meridian, which is the Chinese medicine where all 100 points come together. And this is the master point to rebalance the energies as a whole right at the top of their head. Now, my dogs don't like this one. They walk away when you do this one. They do not like this pressure. I think it's just too sensitive. But let's learn the language your animal is actually talking and enable you to communicate in a way that your animal understands, because you are the pack leader, not them. So I want you to occasionally sit on your animal's bed and make the statement that you can go anywhere. And it's shared space, because sometimes they think they don't have to share their space. And that's when they get in a little bit of trouble. Eat before your animal, always, even if you have to fake it. That's what they do in the wild. The pack leader eats first, and then your animals eat. And I know that sounds funny, but that's how it works, and that's how we do that. Do not let your animals run through the door, run up the stairs in front of you. That is not how the pack works. You go first. You are the leader. So the behavior needs to be stitched, and you need to allow that to occur because they need to learn when it's proper and not. Don't play strengthen games with them, such as tug of war. It encourages them to challenge, to growl, to bark, and sometimes be a little stupid about things. Also, make sure when you're walking that they move out of the way. You do not step over them. And when you encourage them to earn treats is much better than just to give them a treat, even if it's a simple sit, stay, and give them the treat. Do not just hand them treats. They need to earn them. And also, while you're talking to your pet, stand straight, because when you bend over, they think, woohoo, it's playtime. Believe me, mine do. So make sure they're taking you seriously. Stand up straight when you give commands, and communicate through eye contact, your body language, the tone of your voice, your behavior and actions, because they're going to do exactly what your lead is telling them to do. Animals are far more connected to their strange flows, is what they call them, than us humans, and respond really quickly to work with them. It is amazing how quick the energy changes, and they appreciate that those flows are connected and feel so good. They help your animals deal with any change they are going through, and they protect using the principle of harmony, because that's what we want in everything, is harmony. When we troubleshoot anywhere in the body where help is needed, you want to adjust and bring that harmony in, whether your animal is a pampered animal or whether it's a rescue. Both will benefit from free flowing energies. Please, we don't want, sorry. When we talked about in part one is the figure eights. You can do figure eights all over their body, any bear, but when they're on their back, that's a very vulnerable position for them. But my animals love it. And when they're not feeling good, I do it all over their little bodies. So rub your hands together briskly again, shake them off, get that tired and negative energy, and just allow your flow to go with them. We can do it to ourselves and change the energy within our body. Again, your hands are electromagnetic pads, and you need to remember how powerful they truly are. And when you align them with the intent to flow, the energy will flow and your animals will be so very grateful. Now, I've done some little things here, and I'm not real good with this marker yet, but I hope you get what I'm saying. When this is called the belt flow. So when your animal is on their side, pull around the waist a couple times. So this one isn't very big here. So you pull and come and go off. Pull, come, and go off. And you want to do it on both sides. This flow is very vital for your dog's ability to actually balance their natural instincts and their practicalities of being your pet, because sometimes it can be confusing for them. There's so many noises, there's so much going on, and they can get upset easily. And this is really good for the energy in their hips and their leg health, because some pets, as you know, are prone to hip dysplasia. So why not just do some energy flow in there and get that energy flowing productively? And it even helps the reproductive system. All of these, when you work them together, will cause that beautiful reaction across their body of positivity. Now, this one looks a little funny, and when we do it to ourselves, it's so relaxing. So this is called the regulator. It helps your pet regulate and adjust to any change in their life when you are trying to achieve your work for them. So you want to start here at their crown chakra, and you want to go around, or not their crown, sorry, third eye. You want to go around their little face and around their little chin, come down their neck, off their paws, and then you want to bring your hands back to where you left off, come down to their tummy, and then go off their legs. You want to do that 3 times. It is just very beautiful. And when you come off the bottom, give them a little squeeze so that pops off of there. Remember, their paws are what grounds them to Mother Earth. And at times, stagnant energy can get stuck within their paws. Just like we massage the gates of our hands and our feet, we can also help them with theirs, but we need to do it really gently, because some animals don't like their feet messed with at all. Horses don't really like it. It depends on your horse, depends on the cow, it depends on the cat, depends on the guinea pig. They're all different in how they react, but it will do them all good. Do this 3 times. So meridians, as we know, are electromagnetic pathways which run throughout your whole animal's body, just like ours. And they are all linked together and can influence and balance them easily by us tracing them with an open palm or with our fingers. I like using my open palm because if I'm not sure 100% that I'm on that right meridian line, my palm is wide enough that it's going to get it. So I don't want you to worry about being exact. Just allow the flow to go gracefully. So remember that each meridian goes with organs and systems and influences all kinds of defined emotions. Tracing brings the energy into the pathway, strengthening it and to help restore that energetic harmony and helps your animals both emotionally and physically. And I think mentally and spiritually too, because we're bringing them peace, we're bringing them harmony. And you can muscle test each one of your meridians and see if they're flowing properly by using applied kinesiology. And just by holding an end point, you can test it. And again, do not get obsessed about the exact route. Get as close as you can. You will be using your open palm, and it lashes out of intention and love, which will bring enough to impact your animal's positive energy on each and every meridian. Do some meridians need more work? Yes, of course they do. And our animals will tell us that. So if anybody has any questions, you can jot it down in the chat box. If you want to tell me what your pet's name is, what you have, please do. We love animals. And as you know, we all have the central meridian, which we zip up and lock every day for energies don't get into us. We can also do it for our animals. So it starts at the rectum, and you just come right up into their bottom lip because the governing and central meridian hook up in the roof of your mouth. So when I do mine, I come in and I hook. My dogs don't like the hook part, but they'll let me do this part. It always, the central meridian, it affects the lung, the heart, the kidney, the circulation, and the liver, and how your animal actually interacts with the world around them. And it can make a very large difference in your animal, be a very positive flow. Now, the governing meridian, which we do on us, same as our beautiful animals. Again, it starts back here at the rectum, runs straight up the back, straight over to the top of the lip. I always do it 3 times just to ensure that they're strong. And if you want to hook, close that hook, you can do it away from their face if they won't let you do it on their skin. Now, the governing meridian affects those yang energies that comes down from the divine through our crown. It affects the stomach, the large intestine, the small intestine, the bladder, and the triple warmer, and that lovely gallbladder. This grants your animals courage, and they need courage at times. Plus, anything physical to do with the spine. Remember last week we talked about, or last time, not last week, talked about walking down on both sides of their spine and swishing it off to help any stagnant energy around that spine to go off. We don't want them to have stagnant energy. We don't want them to have health issues. Now, this drawing is a little crazy, but it is crazy. The stomach meridian can make a big difference in your pets when you run this. It starts right below their little bitty eyes and drops straight down to the jaw, along the side of the jaw, up over the ear, and it circles straight down the underside, neck, chest, and abdomen, and off. And it flares out at the hips in front of the hind legs, and it comes off the second toe. You want to do it on both sides of the body again. And like I said, I always do it 3 times. You'll probably hear me say that many times. When you run this beautiful meridian, it calms down the obsessive worrier, because some animals are really little worriers and do not relax. So we want them to relax and to improve their digestion. And it's beautiful when we can do this. Does everybody get this one? Okay, beautiful. The spleen meridian. This starts on the medial toe of the back leg. I wish mine had a little, I wish I had a little bigger one. I'm sorry. So you go inside of the leg to the abdomen and then up over the armpit and down into the mid-rib area. And I always find there's always a little congestion in my dogs. So please make sure you'll feel the congestion. You can feel it by different heat sensitivities, and they'll squiggle a little bit if it's tender. Again, both sides of the body. The spleen meridian increases amenity and over submissiveness, because you don't want your pet to be over submissive. The heart meridian. What a beautiful meridian for our beautiful little animals. This meridian, as we already know, starts right here in the center of the chest. And you can even massage that a little bit before you let it go and bring it out to the toe and comes off the fourth toe. Do it on both sides. And it's beautiful. Your heart, your pet will love this. Your animals, when they feel sadness and heartbreak, this will bring them back. Shower your animals with the most love that they so deserve, because they are. They are also one of our Lord's dearest creatures. The small meridian, just like us, they all have the same meridians we do. So it runs off, if you can see this puppy, off the fourth lateral toe, up along the backside of the shoulder blade, and then it comes underneath the neck, and it comes up and it ends, you come up over the cheek, and it ends right under the eye and in front of the ear. So it comes up and it ends here. Do it on both sides. If your animal is very indecisive and has trouble with digestion, this is a very good one for them to do. Make sure you're breathing while you're doing with this. Don't hold your breath. Make sure everything is flowing. Even smile to let your pet know that it's safe. Because you're sometimes, at times, I should say, not sometimes, but at times, your pet won't allow you to do all of these at one time. So if you can space them throughout the day or do as many as your little old pet will let you do, please grace them with your love. The bladder meridian, so important for pups, for all animals. This meridian starts between the eyes and it comes up over the skull, down the back of the neck, to the shoulder blades, and then it spread. You know how I talked about on both sides of the spine, we need to massage? Break your hands out and go on both sides. Make sure your fingers are touching and come down. And then it comes up and over the leg and off of the fourth toe. Do it on both sides. All you can do is practice, practice, practice. Don't worry about being perfect about this. Whatever you do, your animal will so love you so much more for it. This meridian holds such fear and hopelessness, especially for rescue animals. It can change them very quickly into being confident. And anyone with spinal and urinary health, this will help them. And you can pass stones this way. There is just so many beautiful things that can happen when you run your beautiful animals' meridians. Now, their beautiful kidney meridian, we have to run them both. This meridian begins right underneath the bottom side of the paw and runs inside the leg, up their little, oh, I'm on the wrong one, backwards, come back, up their little abdomen into their chest and ends at the base of their neck. And sometimes when I get here, I actually pull it off for strings that may be attached. So again, on both sides, you always want to run them on both sides. And this meridian holds fearfulness within it. So allow them to have the grace of courage. They really need courage at times because they are just little loved ones. And I wish sometimes they could just speak verbally to us so we could understand. But if you know your pet well enough, and the more you run the meridians, the more it's going to talk to you, the further you will get with your animals. So circulation sex, also the pericardium meridian. This meridian starts near the little old chest, near the heart, and runs down below the elbow, down the inside of the foreleg, and comes off the second toe. Now, when I do this one, I actually massage a little bit here before I pull it off, just because my puppies are a little anxious, a little too much at times, and you do it on both sides. So this meridian holds anxiousness, alienation within it. So if you want to balance that anxiousness in your beautiful pet, this is the meridian you want to work often in one of my animals' cases. The gallbladder meridian. This one is a little confusing because there's two parts to it. Now, again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put it in the chat. This starts out at the outer corner of their little bitty eyes, and you move back to the ear, you come up, move back, come up, and you move back. You run down, back over their ear and forward. And as you can see on the German Shepherd, you come down across their little hips and back off that second toe. Again, don't worry about being perfect about this. You will get it. It will grace you. And this helps them with any outwardly directed anger and aggression, because we do not want our pets being angry or aggressive. That's not a good fit for anyone. So do your little animal a favor and bless their little hearts by running this meridian. The liver meridian. Whew. So glad we have this for our animals. It begins at the dew claw right here, and it runs down the leg, the back leg, and runs inside of it, and then runs all the way up the pelvic area, and it fans out to the side and becomes back in to meet at this lower chest, right where you can feel their little ribs starting. That's where you want to stop. Running this meridian helps them with irritability and flexibility of both mind and body, just like our liver meridian holds such anger, resentment, hatred, peeve, conflict. There's so much within this meridian. And you also want to help them release any toxins within their body. And if this meridian, the bladder meridian and the kidney meridian, are all flowing in the right direction and actually functioning properly, your pet will be so much happier. Now, that beautiful lung meridian, our beautiful pets, they smell everything. Their nose is in overdrive. They smell 1,000 times better than what we do. So when you run over this lung area, you want to start right here in the center. You want to run it down the front leg, and it comes off of their dew claw. Again, both sides, all meridians are both sides. And this assists them with releasing depression, grief, and of course, anything that deals with breathing. And if your pet is having a hard time breathing, let me show on him. He's not very good at, you can come in and you can go like this. You can jiggle it, bring it out, toss it. Jiggle it, bring it out, toss it. Remember that our dogs, our animals can get all kinds of things stuck within that lung meridian, and we need to make sure it is clear for they can breathe fully, with peace and with harmony and not have difficulty getting that air in their lungs. Now, the large intestine meridian, this starts at the tip of their little bitty nose. Well, from the toe. Let me start over. This meridian starts at the tip of the toe of the front leg, and it goes all the way up on the inside of the leg to the elbows, over the shoulder, then up along the side of the neck, and it on the top lip, and ends on the side of the nostril. Again, both sides. We run this meridian for them when they have difficulty letting go. Elimination, of course, of waste and any skin issues. Remember that large intestine carries it all, and it can be very painful for them if they cannot eliminate properly. And if they're itching really bad, we'll talk about that too. But any skin issue, because those toxins are not releasing out the large intestine, they're going to the skin and they're going to itch like crazy. Okay, the ideal doggy diet. We all have our own idea of what our ideal doggy diet is to suit your beautiful pet's chemistry, body chemistry, and to help them maintain health and well-being in general. Most skin problems will respond, like I said, that in meridian, but if you change in diet, it will also change their behavior. You may choose the dried food or the wet food or home prepared route, whatever, whichever, they all have their merits. Muscle test for your pets before they ingest it. Is this proper? Is this for my pet's highest good? Does this all go well with them? Does each ingredient go well with them? Is there anything in this mixture that is not healthy for them? You won't believe the answers you get. You can also use a third person and surrogate test. And you may test by yourself, but if you're going to use a surrogate, make sure you test them, make sure their energies are all flowing right, their meridians are flowing, their chakras are all rolling to the right, there's no imbalances within them, there's no neck pain, etc., etc. You want to make sure they're aligned to be able to help you. We all know that animals' energy, as it will talk to you. I know it's talking to you already, but when you do this, it will talk to you more and you will understand your pet more. Believe it or not, you will. And I don't always, but if I do a session, I keep track of all the records of and what the results actually were, because you'll find that some results are better than others, and ones you need to work on a little more to create the best results all the way around. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Care kit. We all need a care kit for our beautiful animals. I don't care what breed, I don't care what kind, you need a care kit for your animals. Now, the reason I have Australian bush flowers here is because I learned all of this from Madison King, and we'll talk about that. She loves her Australian bush flower emergency essence, and why it didn't highlight like this one did, I have no clue. But these are the two places that you can order these. And healing herbs, I think there's 5 or 6 different herbs within this. You can also utilize what you have and what you know works for your pets. You can administer either one of these two after a trauma, because after a trauma, you know your pet's senses are all over. You need to calm them down and bring them back to earth. The drops go straight in the mouth. If you can't get them to open their mouth, put it right in the side of their cheek with a syringe, pop it right in there and they'll swallow it. Now, topically, I don't know how many of you have used aloe vera topically for your animals, like when their skin or they get hurt. And you can also take it internally because aloe vera does come in liquid and it's very healing, period. Period. Arnica, I know we've all heard of arnica. You can use it topically for your pet's pain, but it also comes in a homeopathic that they can take internally. Milk thistle, you can utilize it in a liquid or in a pill form for your pet's liver. Sometimes we need that. Ginger is added to reduce any flatulence. And as you all know, lemon repels fleas. So dilute it and apply it to their coat, put it in their shampoo. And this is something I forgot to put on there. And this is activated charcoal. And it will help bind and pull out if something happens. Our two pets have been poisoned a few weeks ago, and this is what we utilized, and the milk thistle and the ginger to help get it out of them. Besides all the medicine from the vet, 'cause that was just too dangerous. So please watch your pets, know what they're doing, know how they're reacting, and if you see something not right, get help right away. Now, we can use flower essences on your animals, but I want you to be careful. I want you to muscle test. Just don't give it to them because I said, hey, man, this works good. It may work well, but it may not be suited for your pet. Black-eyed Susans is the stress and anxiety essence for dogs, for animals, and irritability. It comes in liquids. Some come in oils. Dog rose is also utilized for the fearful or really shy animal who will also bark and howl a lot. Holly is for the jealous and suspicious animal that is always barking, who have suffered past abuse. It calms them. Walnuts help them cope with change. Yes, there is walnut oil. Aspen is for nervous dogs, especially in unfamiliar surroundings. When you use these, you need to test whether you use them neat or whether you need to have them diluted. Star of Bethlehem is perfect for rescue animals' grief, injury, and abuse. Vine and beech are actually combined that are a very good tolerance together. 2 drops of the vine is for the dominant, and 2 drops of the beech is for the intolerance. And I didn't take that out. Olive sometimes can help the dog with their digestion. I should have taken them out because I don't like to utilize it. Buriana is for the obsessive behavioral habits. And some of them do have habits, but habits are something they are allowed to do. And we need to change those habits. Remember, it takes 21 days for that triple warmer to stop and say, we're changing this. And they'll fight you for 2 more weeks after that. That triple warmer will. But then it will relax and say, okay, it's time for me to change. It just takes a little bit of love. So essential oils, again, be very, very careful with essential oils. Energy test for them first. I cannot emphasize how important that is to test them first. And if you're not confident in your testing, you can do a patch test where you just put it like this person is on a cotton ball and just do it on the lower leg or on the tummy. I like to do the lower leg to see if they're aligned with it. You will tell within seconds whether it's aligned for your pet or not. But you can also make up a 50 ml bottle. And when you make the bottle up, I don't want it out on your cupboard. I want it up in the cupboard, closed, so the emollients do not escape. Almond oil works beautiful as a carrier oil, but you want to add your essential oils first and then your carrier oil. You don't want to shake it like this. You want to roll it in your hands because if you shake it, those emollients will get broken up and it will not work very well for you. So 10 drops of lavender, 1 drop of tea tree. You don't want any more than that because it can stress the kidneys. You do not want to stress their kidneys. 5 drops of that beautiful chamomile, and 1 drop of lemongrass. You can even put a few drops, and you need to muscle test because each animal will be different, in their shampoo. And it does so much beauty for them. It enhances them, and it smells really good too. And they like smelling good. Crystals. I'm sure many of you don't realize you can use crystals with your beautiful animals. Amethyst itself is balance, harmony, and back to default. This is what an amethyst is, the top one up here. Rose quartz, this one, is of gentle stress reduction for love. Rose quartz is for the heart. You can use it for several things, but it's really good for the heart chakra. And clear quartz, and I don't know why I didn't put one on there, is for emotional balance and dispel negativity. Now, when you're running your meridians, you can actually, I know you've got your palm flat, you can hold a crystal in your hand as you're doing it. Your thumb can go right over. I've got big crystals out here, but you can hold your thumb right over it and run the meridian. And I hope that makes sense. But the first thing you need to do is cleanse your crystals. You want the sage down here and the crystal up here. You want it smothered in smoke. You need to dedicate it in your right hand, and you need to charge them out in the moon, the full moon. A lot of people say bury them in the sand. I don't like to do that because my dogs dig up all rocks. I also don't like to leave them out in the sunlight to charge because it can take their color away. And then you can do figure eights over your pets with this in your hand also. You can also put a crystal under your animal's bed, but be careful that they cannot find it. I tried it with my 2 little pups, and Lord have mercy, they like rocks. So guess what they found? Yep. And remember that some of these crystals will shatter. Those shards will cut up their mouths, so you don't want them getting a hold of it. You can also, I don't know if you've seen those little cages, and I should have brought one out, and I apologize that I did not. A little cage that the little crystal can go in. Crystals come in many sizes, and you can put that, and you can hook that to their little collar. It does make a difference. And you can also, if you have the right kind of water ball, hook an amethyst to your water bowl. Actually have 2 bowls and see which one they go to the most. I bet it's the one with the amethyst because it pulls that energy in. You can also tape it, as it said, to the bottom of your bowl. And I want to get myself ahead here. Does everybody understand that? Does that make sense? Okay. Please, any questions, let me know. Okay, we have a question. Which crystal is best for a dog that's anxious and barks a lot? I would probably say the rose quartz or an amethyst. You want a muscle test, but I really like using that rose quartz. It's just so beautiful for them. And there are so many crystals out there. Tiger's eye is another really good one to utilize. I actually like opals on my dogs because it helps calm. So they all have their different directive of what they need to utilize. And again, muscle test, muscle test, muscle test. Walk into a crystal store and touch. Imagine your animal in your face. Touch, test, touch, test. Is it for your animal's highest good? It's beautiful when you do it that way. As I was talking about little lovely Madison King, she is a doll. This is the book. She has one out for cats. But remember, and here's her lovely little horse, you can utilize this for any animal. Madison stated, and she's a doll and a half. She works with Eden Energy Medicine. I have witnessed, energy medicine truly rescue my dog, and her dog's name is Maddie, from death, and found it helped everything from itchy skin condition to testing food, healing cuts, post-op care, and many other everyday aches and pains, because as our pets get older, they will have aches and pains, and we need to respond. We do not let them be in pain. Working with your animals' energies deepens that bond between you, and it enhances the communication. And look deeply into their eyes. They say animals don't talk with their eyes, but Lord have mercy, if you have pets, you know they do talk. And you can order Madison's book online. It's fairly inexpensive. I think I ordered mine directly from her. She's just a beautiful soul. I don't know if you can see her picture. Let me see if I can get it down here. This is a lovely Madison King. You can look her up. She is absolutely a lovely, lovely person. Okay, we all know that I have an AO scanner, and that this AO scanner is a wonderful, beneficial device. It is not a device that we diagnose with. It's a device that helps us to learn knowledge about the frequencies within the body, and it goes a little deeper than what we can with our muscle testing. It will tell you chakras, meridians, it will tell you allergies, it will tell you mold, funguses, and the list is just huge. And you can also work on our beloved pets with these. You can imprint Suffy dots. These are a Suffy dot. I wear them all the time. You imprint them with frequencies. You can attach them to their tags. On horses, we attach them to their hooves. And these frequencies go for 3 days. And you would not believe the change in some of these animals that they have used these with. Ours goes on their little tags. You know, they have the tags, they have to wear their rabies tags. It is a beautiful outcome. You can run frequencies. My pets have separation anxiety. So when we leave them here and have to go run an errand, we run that for them. When we come home, they're not as crazy as they used to be. That's nice. So if you are interested in more information about this beautiful device, of what it can do for your pets and also for you, it's simply amazing. They aren't doing what they used to do, so it's a lot more inexpensive than what it used to be. But you can also, there's just so much you can do with this machine. We'll talk. If you have any questions, let me know. Now, when I found this, I thought it was rather befitting. If you have one friend who would sit and wait for you without knowing whether you would come back, it is your dog. You need to cherish that love, because that love doesn't always happen, even with humans. So remember that. And remember that dog spelled backwards is God, and he's always here with us. And I want to thank you, and many blessings to you and your wonderful pet. And thank you for joining me today. Do we have any questions? Or did I just put too much on you? If you do, please don't hesitate to ask. If not, cool beans, I'll let you go. We're done a few minutes early. I hope this helped you with your lovely pets. Remember, there's part 1 already out there on YouTube. And it's just beautiful to work with the energies of your pets, just like we work with their energies for us. And the results are simply amazing. And that's all you can say. So bravo to you for coming and for blessing your beautiful pets. And I pray that you have an absolutely beautiful rest of your evening. And God bless you. Thank you so very much.